Hello, my name is Utkarsh Patel. Today we are going to see my Python project titled Nightbot. Nightbot is a general purpose Discord bot which provides many functionalities. As we can see here, these are the following are the list of commands that Nightbot provides. Now let's look into how we can create a Discord bot. For this, first we need to set up a Discord application. First we will head to Discord developers application website, and then we can create a application here. I have an application already created, so we can give it a name and then a profile picture. We won't need this as of now. We will have to set a redirect URL, which can be anything. I have set it to my GitHub URL. To invite the bot to your Discord server, you will need to provide all the scopes for the bot. Since our application is the bot, we'll select bot and message read. Further, we need to provide all the set of permissions the bot can have. We can select any here. Let us select administrator. Administrator means these all permissions included. To invite the bot, we can go to this URL and select the server. This will open the page, and here we can select the server which we want to invite our bot. Since I already have the bot in my test server, so I won't invite it again. Next we will need the bot token to run our code, which can be found under the bot section. Here is the bot token. We can click copy to get the bot token. Next we will need, I have used MongoDB as my database, so we will need to create a cluster for that too. Once we have created a cluster, you will also have a connection key for this cluster, which will be provided here by MongoDB. Now we need to paste our MongoDB and bot token in the Python environment file as shown here. Before going to the code, let me first show you all the commands this bot can have. So as we can see, this bot is divided into few sections. First is the developer section. Developer section has all the tools and commands for developing the bot, which includes eval command and reload command. Since it is dev commands, these are not listed for the public. Next we have moderation command. Moderation command includes banning a user, cleaning a message, kicking an user, muting a user. This is a ping command which will show the latency of the bot. We have the role command, which would give a specific role to the specific user. Next we have unban command, which can be used to unban a previously banned user, and we have an unmute command to unmute a previously muted member. Next module is the setter module. Setter module is used to set two things. One is logging channel and one is mute role, and this is a sort of a fun command, which is info, which can be used to view a basic info of a user. And we have help command to further list down all the commands. Suppose let's see how to use the ban command. So we can do is help ban, and this will show how to use the ban command. So to use the ban command, we need to type ban keyword, then specify the user we need to ban and specify the reason. Same, we can check all the commands and how to run them. So to create a Discord bot, first and foremost thing is we need to decide what prefix we want to use. Here I have used exclamatory mark as the bot prefix. We can set it to anything. Let's see how few of the commands work. Let's say I want to clean certain amount of messages, so I can use a clean command. Let's see what are the arguments for the clean command. So as we can see, clean command takes two arguments. First is amount, which is a required argument, and channel which is the optional argument. So if we do clean 4, then it will clear 4 messages. As we can see, it deleted the 4 previously messages, and since I have set up logging, the bot will also log out what messages were deleted and in which channel they were deleted. If we want to check the ping or the latency of the bot, we can use ping command. You can see the ping is 374 millisecond as it is running on my local PC. Now let's dive into the code and see how I made these commands. First and foremost, as I said, we need to set the environment variables, which are the tokens for the Nightbot and the database URL. Here is our folder structure. We have few folders, which is cogs. Cogs are basically different modules inside the bot. Each of these modules are independent and can run separately. The night is our main bot file, and this is utility files, which provide this database provides the database connection, and the helper file provides few helper functions that are very useful for some commands. Here is our main file, which is night.py. So the library I am using here is Discord Py library. So to start up, we need to create a class called bot. This is derived from auto sharded bot from the Discord Py library. Sharding means to automatically distribute load when the amount of members and servers are too many. The library will automatically divide the load internally to the bot. Next, we need to define the prefix of the bot. As I said, prefix is what invokes the bot. So I have set it to exclamatory mark, and I have set case insensitivity to true. Here is the owner ID, which is my Discord account's ID. And to perform certain tasks, the bot needs intents. So I have set the intents to default. Intents are one way the bot communicates with the API. Here is the code to load all the cogs. I have few cogs, which is dev, errors, moderation, setter, stat, and automod. We will one by one look in each of these. Here I have loaded the cog. As you can see here, yes, load extension. After that, we just start the bot. As we can see, I am calling the main function, and main function runs the bot. These are some extra functions. This one will log the guild or the server info whenever a bot joins a server, and this will remove the guild information when the bot leaves the server. Now, as I said, database Pi is used to connect to the database. So since I have used MongoDB, I am using PyMongo library to connect to the database. As you can see, I have fetched the database URL environment from the .env file and connected it and stored it in the client. Next, we will see all the different cogs. First and foremost, the main feature of this bot is it is very good at moderation. Moderation commands are used to by the staff of any server to moderate a server. Since as I have said, this moderation command includes ban, clean, kick, mute, roll, unban, unmute. So first let us see clean command. As we have seen the demo, clean command would clean certain number of messages as we provided in the amount parameter. This command can be invoked using exclamatory clean or exclamatory clear or purge tag. And as I said, the channel is an optional argument. We can also specify in which channel we want to clear the message. Due to API restrictions, we cannot clear more than 200 or so messages at a time. So I have said that like this if the amount is more than 200, then the messages are too many. This is a check function which would check keep count of the number of amount of messages deleted. Then we will use the purge command. As you can see, channel.purge and the amount of messages we want to delete, and we will check if the amount is reached or not. After that, I am fetching the logging channel from the database for that particular server, and I am creating an embed. As we can see, this particular attachment is called an embed. I have made a function in the helper file which would create a which would fetch the logging channel for that particular server and return the channel information back. Further, I have also created a helper function to create the embed, in which we can pass all the necessary fields for the embed. As we can see, the documentation I wrote, these are the required parameters. From these parameters, we will create a embed attachment and return the embed object. After that, we will send it to logging channel. The next command is mute command. Mute command is used when a mute command is used on a member. The member won't be able to message in the particular server. Let us see the demo for this. As you can see, this is my temporary account and I can type in it, then one second. As you can see, this is my temporary account, and it can type into it. I can mute this account by typing mute, then followed by the name of the account, and it will mute the person. As you can see, we have the logging here saying this person was muted by this following person, and now I cannot type in any channel, as we can see. And to reverse this, there is unmute command. Same goes for this. We need to write unmute and then the username. Now you can see the person is unmuted, and now I can type in this channel. Let's look how this is done. So basically, a mute command is done by giving a particular role, which is called mute role, to the user. Mute role permission are set in such a way that the person with mute role cannot type in the channels. So first we will get the mute role which is stored in our database. Then the member which we have passed in the parameter of the mute command, and we will apply a add role function provided us by the library, and add the mute role. And if we have provided the reason for the mute, we can pass that too. And next step is the logging step. So if the logging channel is set, we will log the message in an embed form in the logging channel. The unmute command is just the reverse of that, which basically it's the same thing, but we will, instead of adding the mute role, we will remove the mute role. Next command is kick command. So kick command is used to kick the member out of the server. This works in the same way. We will provide the kick keyword and then the user, and then we can just use user.kick with provided reason, and this will log into the logging channel. Here is the ban command. Ban command works same way as the kick command, but the only difference is if a user is kicked, the user can return back in the server anytime they want, but if a user is banned, they cannot return inside the server unless they are unbanned. So it's like the ban command is a strict kick command. So for that too, we have a library functionality called ban with provided reason argument. And for undoing this, that is the unban command, we need to first fetch the banned list, because we need to check if the user is banned or not. So we will fetch the server's banned list. The server in the Discord are termed as guild, so we will get the banned list and check if the user ID and the is present in the banned list or not. If it is present, then we will unban the user. And same, this is the code for logging the action in the logging channel. Next is the role command. Role command is used to give a specific role to the user. Let us see the demo first. As you can see, this my alternate account doesn't have any roles here. So let's say I want to give the temp role to that particular user. So I can do is role temp. Okay. The role should exist. Okay, so yeah, Okay, so okay, I haven't passed the member. Okay, so the parameter is role, member, and the name of the role. So we need to do is role, and this is my temporary account, and the name of the role. We have here we can see this, that the action was logged and the temporary role was given to this particular user, and if we click we can see that the role has been given. If we want to remove this role, we can do the same command and it will remove the role, that is role as you can see. Now the temp role has been removed. If we check, there is no temp role. This is basically a simple function. We will first check if the role we provided is present for the member or not. If role is present, we will remove the role, and if role is not present, we will add the role, and we will respectively log the action into the logging channel. So this was the moderation cog. Every cog is made under a class, and it is derived from commands module and from the discord.ext library. Next we will see the errors cog. This cog doesn't have any command, but this cog is used to log any type of error that can be raised throughout the bot. So what happens is, when a bot encounters an error, it will throw the error, and we can listen to it using cog.listener, and after that we can compare and take necessary action. As we can see, we have implemented a listener module. So whenever the bot raises an error, this function will be called with ctx. Ctx is the context, that is the object that stores all the information of the message, and the error is the error object. So for example, if we have certain error that a user who has invoked the command doesn't have proper authority, then missing permission or no authority error will be raised, and we can either like send a message or take a proper action to it. Similarly, I have implemented missing required argument. So if we don't provide proper arguments to a command, this will return the you are missing, then the argument name and this message. Similarly, there are other errors, and at last this is the generalized error. So if the error message is more than 2000 characters, then it will be sent as a file, because a single message on Discord cannot be more than 2000 characters. This cog is just the error cog. This particular module doesn't have any command that can be invoked. It automatically gets invoked when a error inside the bot is raised. Next is the dev module. Dev module is used for the developers. So in this we have certain commands, which is first is the eval command. Eval command is used to execute any Python code inside Discord. Let me show you an example. I can write suppose eval return 1 plus 1. So this will perform the addition and return the output to the channel. So eval, this is the basic example. Eval can be used to run any sort of Python code, and since this Python code is run directly on the host machines, it is risky, so it is only set to developer only command. No other person can use it. As you can see, my temporary account is not the developer account. So if I run this piece of code, it won't execute. As you can see, it is a cross mark, means you do not have the permission to run this command. So only developers can run this. So this is very useful command to test small snippets of code and check certain things while developing the bot. So let us see how this command is run. So first we will set the environment. We will mark all the necessary parameters, since we will create an environment dictionary, which is bot is our self.bot, ctx, that is the context is our ctx, the channel from which the command was invoked is ctx.channel, the author, the guild, and the message itself. And here is the math module to evaluate any mathematical expression. Then we will update our environment with all the global environments. Then we will clean up the code, that is we will remove all the backticks and new lines or extra spaces from it, and then return the body back to the code. After that we will get our standard output, and then we will execute the code here. As you can see, we have passed the compilation code and all the environment we have provided here to execute in exec function, and depending on the output, if the code cannot be executed, then it will return an error, and if it is executed, then it will basically return the output. If the output is small, then it will be just return directly value, or if the output is bigger than 2000 characters, it will be returned as a file with as you can see, we have sent a file object to the code. Next is the reload command. Reload command is used to reload the cogs. As we can see, if we have certain if we have made certain addition or deletion to the any of the cogs, we would have to reload whole bot to apply those changes. But if we want to sort of hot reload the cogs, we can use the reload command. Reload command takes the name of the module and it will check for that module in the cogs of the bot and then reload it. Let us take an example. So I can do is reload cogs dot moderation. So it will reload the moderation cog. So you can see module loaded. If we provide an invalid name, it will throw an error. As you can see, this cog doesn't exist ASD, so it will say unable to reload because module might not exist. So this is also very useful command, reload, to quickly reload any cog. Next is the setter, our setter method. Setter method is used to set the role and the logging channel. Let us first see the example. As you can see, the set has two sub commands, which is set logging channel or set mute role. The current mute role is set to mute and the logging channel is set to this particular logging channel. If you want to set the logging channel to bot testing, what we can do is set logging channel to bot testing. So it will set the logging channel to bot testing. Now if we suppose do certain function, like if we clean some message, the logging will be done here instead of the logging channel. So this is used to set our desired channel as logging channel. Same we can apply for mute role. Current mute role is set to we can see current mute role is set to mute, but we can also change it to any other role. Let's say if you want to change the mute role to temp, then we would need to do is set mute role to temp. So it will set the mute role to temp, the temp role. So this is a setter function which is useful to set mute or the temporary role. These the IDs of these new roles and channels will be stored in our database. So this is also simple function. First we will, for the logging channel, we will pass the name of the channel, and then we will call the set logging channel from our helper module. As you can see, I have updated the guild database, that is the here we can see guild database. Yeah, so here is our the guild database. You can see that I have currently my bot is in 3 servers. So here we can see this is the current server which we are testing our bot in. So here is the guild ID and here is the mute role for that particular server and the logging channels ID. So whenever we change or add logging channel or mute role, it will be automatically change the IDs of the respective role or channel in the database. And same for the mute role, we will set mute role. As you can see, update, we are doing an update query and setting the mute role to the provided roles ID. And the last is a simple stat command, which can be used to check the stats of a particular user. Let's say if I do, I think it's an info, yeah, info user, then we can see the ID of the user, account creation date, and the date on which the user joined the server. This is also a simple command. We just create an embed and use the provided member of the provided members information, that is we have provided the user. So we'll just say this is avatar URL, means this is profile picture, then the creation date, join date, and that's it for this. This is a short command. Next major cog is the automod cog. Automod cog is basically a moderation cog that runs automatically. It checks for profanity, spam, and any message content that's illegal. So profanity includes any swear or bad words, and spam includes text spam or any sort of emoji spam. So if we were to look, suppose I start spamming this GG multiple times, it will automatically it should I think I got reload this. Okay, so the bot is reloaded. So if I type a certain amount of text multiple times, it will automatically tell me to not spam the same message repeatedly. This can be done with emojis also. So if like a person spams more than 6 or 7 emotes at a time, the bot will automatically say please do not spam emojis. So this is accomplished using this cog. So what it does is, we have certain function, certain listener functions. The first is on message, that is whenever the message is typed, this function will be called. The next is on message edit. So whenever the message is edited, our moderate function will be called, and this last is on message update. So when a message is updated, then also this moderate function will be called with the new message. The moderate function, as I said, will check for profanity, emoji spam, and text spam. So profanity is all the bad words which I cannot run and show because of all sort of bad words, but I will show how this is done. So first of all, when we will first open the here is the all the list of bad words which will be loaded into our module, and whenever the as I said, whenever any message is sent on the server, it will call this function, and this function will in turn call the moderate function with message object. A message object will then call the check message function. Now this check message function is the main function in this cog. First of all, it will check for profanity. So profanity, as I said, is the list of bad words. So there is a library called better profanity, so which checks for the censored word with our provided list of bad words. And next we have to provide a regex, because certain bad words can be bypassed using some sort of text editing, like making the word in italics or in bold, or providing a space between the letters. So people can bypass the bad words using this, but we can use regex and this better profanity module to overcome this. This regex will remove all the stars from it, because stars is used to bold any text in the Discord. This function will clean the start and end of the message. Then there are certain characters which are called regional characters. We need to clean them too. Regional characters look something like this, which are native to Discord, but they are not emojis, but they are termed as regional characters. So we will convert them to our ASCII characters. We'll convert our regional characters and then encode them, and finally we will check for the emojis, Discord emojis, and replace them. So Discord emojis generally start with name colon ID. The IDs are 9 characters long. So here we are using 0 to and generally digits, and are I think 16 characters long. So we have used this specific regex for that. And then we will check if the message contains profanity or the swear word or not. If yes, then it will return true. If it doesn't contain, then we will return false. Next is emoji. Since emojis are represented as string characters colon the IDs of the emoji, so we will try to find that, and we are using Demoji module, which will convert the emoji into ASCII. So if there is an emoji, it will return true. If it isn't an emoji, then it will return false. And as for text spam, we would store a certain amount of message into our local memory, and every time a message is passed onto the server, we'll check if the previous 3 messages are same or not. Like if previous 3 messages were ASD and the 4th message is ASD, that means it was a spam. So like that we will I have kept the count as 3. Above 3 it would be considered as spam. This is the basically how to store the text spam. And as I said, this is a regional converters. These also regex replacement. As I said, there are certain ways to bypass the words using space or some extra characters or something like that. People can use 1 instead of I or 0 instead of O to bypass certain characters, but this replacement regex would completely take all that cases into consideration. Now finally we can look into the helper module. Helper module provides certain helper functions, as I said. So first is the create embed, which creates the embed discord.embed attachment object. This is simple, which is we provide title, description, and color of the embed with timestamp, and then one by one we can add field to the embed. Now these are all the database function. So first is get guild IDs. This will get all the IDs of all the guilds the bot is in. Next is insert guild. So whenever bot joins the guild, this can be used to store the guild information on the database. And then this is the remove guild. Whenever the bot leaves the server, this can be used to delete the information of that guild from the database. Next is the setting and getting of logging channel, as we have seen earlier, and this is for the mute role. One other file is make cog. This is a simple base file which would which when run and pass, we need to pass a cog name to it, and it will automatically create a bare bone structure of a cog, so we don't have to type the basic cog structure every time we make a new cog. So this is basically the bot. To run this bot, we just need to create the we need to run the python 3 and the night.py file, and it will automatically start the bot and provide useful information like the dev errors and moderation. All these cogs are loaded, and all the basic bot information is provided here, and then we can see the bot has started. So this was the Discord bot I have created. The link to the code will be in the description of the video. Always keep learning. Thank you.